aren't any struggles. I can afford it. Of course I can have that. I can have anything I want. I can afford anything I want. I can walk into the store and buy anything I want. I might not buy it right now. I might choose to save the money if I want to, but I'm doing that by choice because I know that my reality is a reality where it's abundant and money always comes back to me. Arigato. Go forth and come back with your friends. So guys, those of you who've suggested Loz lesson suggestions inside my squad, a lot of you have asked about money. So in this Loz lesson, I'm going to talk about how I became a millionaire, how I made money doing what I do, and the mindset that got me there. Now, in the meantime, if you don't understand money manifestation or you want help with any other manifestation of any kind, and what I'm teaching you in this lesson will apply to all manifestation, whether it's money, love, or anything else, you can come and join us inside my Subconscious Loz squad. And in the squad on Monday, this Monday, the 4th of May, I am dropping my latest course, but you won't know what it is until tomorrow. So when this video is out on YouTube, you will know what the newest course is. And I'm giving you a hint. It's all about how manifestation actually works, so you know that you will always get what you want. So if you don't think you're going to get what you want from your specific person or anyone else, you will want this course. It's the ultimate master course in fully understanding how manifestation really works and stepping into your power that you hold right now that you don't even realize you have. So guys, let's talk about money manifesting. Now, those of you who've asked me have also reflected back to, a couple of people reflected back on my squad live when I was doing a squad feedback live yesterday about how broke I was when I actually started this account. And I used to live in a crummy old house with a pitched roof. It was very cold inside. It was like $350 a week rent. And I now am in a $2.3 million home. So how did I do that? So I went from that to this. Now, how did I do that? Purely with my mind. Now, those of you who've watched me will understand that yes, I do teach affirmations, and yes, I do have courses, and yes, I talk about a money mindset. But you'll also understand that any mindset that you hold has to do with your concept of yourself, your self-concept. And so anything that's actually manifesting in your reality, whether it's money or love or health or anything, is to do with your concepts, your ideas of self, you. Now, I once gave my Money Magnet course, which is my ultimate self-concept for money course, and I'll put it here when this goes on YouTube, to a friend of mine, and she bawled her eyes out and texted me and said, I can't believe how deep this course goes. It's actually going back to the way my parents used to think about money, and now I realize why I'm broke all the time or why I lose money and why I can't keep it, because of what they were thinking that I didn't realize I now think. That's how deep that course goes. And even though it seems like quite a small course, it's very, very in-depth about the mindset you hold about money. Now, I myself had to fix my own money mindset because even though my parents made money, they would always, what? Lose it. So I got myself in a cycle as well where I would make money and lose it. And I had to get my mind right, my mindset for money right, and feel like I deserve to keep the money, not only just make it. So some of you don't even feel like you deserve making it, and some of you don't feel like you deserve keeping it. That's the biggest problem, okay? So when you guys understand that the keeping of it is just as important as the making of it, you'll understand that that's why you're probably losing money, and it's not the economy, and it's not your spouse, and it's not the divorce, and it's not your friends who didn't give you the money back that you lent them. It's all the things that come with how you think about yourself in relation to what you deserve, in relation to money or anything else. So if you give away things all the time, people never return stuff, or you are an overgiver, you'll find that you constantly do more for people than anybody else and they don't do for you. Or you'll lend money to people and never give it back. Or you'll overdo it at work and work more than anybody else, and then you don't get the promotion or you don't get the raise, but somebody else who does less work does, because you overgive in order to be loved, be approved of, validation, feel like you're enough, feel like you're smart. Whatever it is that you're doing the overgiving for is causing your reality with money. I know I've done that in the past. I've been the overworker or the person who did too much at work, and somebody else got more than me because of my mindset about myself in relation to career, myself in relation to what I deserved, myself in relation to what I was even paid. I remember when I was a waiter back in the day and they were underpaying me for like a year until they realised my age and they went, oh my God, we've been underpaying you like $5 an hour. And I was like, the fuck? And everyone else was paid more than me and I didn't even realise because of my mindset about myself. Okay? So I had to fix that and I had to identify what am I thinking that's causing me not to make the amount of money as everyone else or charge the amount of money as everyone else. So I had to fix that. And then what's causing me to lose it when I make it. So the losing it when I make it was all about the same money mindset my parents had, that money's hard to come by or it disappears or it's fleeting or bills pile up or people steal or whatever it is. I had all those things. Then before that, I had to start thinking, I deserve more. I deserve to be paid more. I am worth XYZ amount. I'm worth more than I even think I am. I'm worth more than that person. I'm the best coach there is. I should be charging this much, not that low amount. So I had to start fixing that also. So do you understand how that then culminated in me going from a $325 a week rental to a $2.3 million house? I started fixing my mindset about what I should charge, fixing my mindset about what I deserve, fixing my mindset about what I'll keep, fixing my mindset about other people in my reality having control over my money or taking from me. I realized I was God of my reality and no one has any free will to do anything for me or to me in my reality unless I give them that free will. They actually don't have it. But if you guys think they have it, think they have control over you, think the economy has control over you, other people have control over you, your boss has control over you, your spouse has control over you, then they will, because you're giving them the ability to make their own decisions, and you are not God of your reality, they are. So you've got to step into your God state and understand that everything out here, including your money reality, will only be as you imagine it to be. Everyone will only treat you and give you what you imagine they will give you. You will only earn what you imagine you will earn. There's like a ceiling that a lot of people get to at the end of each year because they only feel they'll earn that much. And if you watch this wonderful not documentary, but talk by, it's called, not Think and Grow Rich, it's based on Think and Grow Rich. It's the guy, oh my God, what's his name? Bob Proctor. It's called You're Born Rich, and it goes for like 8 hours. And he talks about in You Were Born Rich, that people have a ceiling in sales and they'll think I'm going to earn $50,000 this year, and then they get creeped towards it and then they'll just cruise for the rest of the year until they meet the 50. But if they started thinking of themselves as an $85,000 a year salesman, they'd hit the 85. But they don't think of themselves that way, so they start to slow down in order to meet the target that they think they are, they think they deserve, they think they'll meet. So you've got to raise your own target, guys, and a lot of you don't. You don't see yourselves as the person who'll get the raise or see yourself in a $2 million house. You just don't. So why aren't you? That's what you need to assess. And those of you who are still struggling with money, I bet you talk about money in that way. I bet you say that you're struggling. I bet you say that money's hard to come by. I bet you say things are expensive. I bet you say you can't afford. I never say I can't afford that. If those words come out of my mouth, I like cancel it straight away. I never say that anymore. I'm very, very careful what I say. I'm very, very careful how I talk about money. So you need to be as observant about your thoughts and your speech, your mind and your speech, okay? Because sometimes you guys are talking about money in a bad way, or you're watching news and thinking about the economy or your money situation in a bad way. I'm very frugal, but I also am doing that out of choice. I'm not doing it out of fear. I was walking in front of someone the other day who was complaining about how much they just spent at the supermarket on a public holiday. And they were like, oh my God, I can't believe that cost $20. And this man's daughter was telling him off. And she was only like 13 or something. She was like, Dad, $20, that was too expensive for that. Mum's going to kill you. I mean, you're never going to get that money back. That was so expensive. Why didn't you look? And he was like, oh, I didn't know. Don't tell your mother. Blah, 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 blah. And I started laughing. And he went, oh, you're hearing our conversation. I said, darling, that's a terrible money mindset to have. Why don't you think you're going to make back the $20? And she looked at me and went, right? So that kid was getting a terrible money mindset from their parents, thinking that they had to save and things were too expensive. And I said, why don't you just think he'll make the $20 back? And the dad laughed, like, I never even thought of that. But because they've all been frugal and they've all thought about saving and they've all been told off for spending too much, the daughter now had that same money mindset and was even telling her own dad off like she was the parent. So she had adopted that money mindset from her parents, that frugal, we can't afford it money mindset, and she was only like 12 or 13. So if she had done my money magnet course, she would understand she got all that from her parents. So it was really the dad's fault that she thought that way, even though the dad was the one getting told off, right? So you've got to flipperoo that and start identifying, what do I actually think about money? Or what do I think about the economy? Or what do I think about saving? Or what do I think about not being able to afford? Or that's too expensive. Where am I getting that from? Why am I saying that? Is that even true? And then start thinking differently about life. There aren't any struggles. I can afford it. Of course I can have that. I can have anything I want. I can afford anything I want. I can walk into the store and buy anything I want. I might not buy it right now. I might choose to save the money if I want to, but I'm doing that by choice because I know that my reality is a reality where it's abundant and money always comes back to me. Arigato. Go forth and come back with your friends. Have you ever heard of arigato? It's like believing that the money will come back to you like tenfold. It's an old Japanese custom. So believe that as you send the money out, it will come back with its friends. Do you believe that, or do you believe it will just go away? How do you talk about and think about money? Assess that and then start changing it actively anytime you're thinking or talking about money, and watch your money reality change, because everyone in your reality will start reflecting it, and your actual reality itself, monetarily and abundance-wise, will start to reflect it just like mine did. And if you need help with it, come and join my squad where we can help you with your money mindset, but also get my money courses like Money Mindset and Booming Business, and you can get the Make It Rain bundle and get those together. You can also just assess your self-concept completely, your full self-concept, with my Kick Ass You self-concept course, which assesses you about your self-concept in money or anything else. What is something you can say about abandonment with money? Well, if you think everything's going to leave, including people, money will leave you too. So if you got abandoned as a kid, or someone took all your toys and ran off with, the neighbor, you're probably going to think money's going to leave you too, or things are going to leave, or people are going to leave. It's the same thinking about people as it is about things sometimes. So you've got to assess, is that what you're thinking about what you get? Or it will never stay? Or it will be taken away? Ask yourself. You've got to assess yourselves, guys, and be an observer of your own thoughts. All right, guys, if you want to get your money mindset right, or your mindset for anything else, come and join the squad. And dropping this Monday, the 4th of May, is my brand new course. Come and have a guess what it is inside the squad, and you will find out tomorrow. And by the time this YouTube video comes out, you will know. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to follow me and subscribe, and I'll see you soon, guys.